Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking flashlights. There was an ACEBEAM model that I really liked a lot that is very similar to the Olight i5R, which I'm a huge fan of, as you guys seen. I collect these lights, but this is just a little departure from it. This is from ACEBEAM. It is called the Pokelit. All right, I saved the box here so you can see it. All right, so if you haven't seen ACEBEAM, I believe if you watch my old videos, I have a couple of videos on some different ACEBEAM lights. I had one of their monster lights once, which was awesome. I actually traded that, and I kind of regret it because it had all kinds of cool features on it. But I've used their products over the years. They're a very well-established company, just something you don't hear about as often. So this is the Pokelit, all right? We have a green one, and we have a copper one. It's also available in, there's a black standard one, and there's also an orange one. The pricing is a little bit weird though. So let me put this off to the side for a second. That's our i5R. So the green one's the cheapest. You would think the black is the cheapest. I mean, specifically with the i5R and most lights across the board, black is usually standard and black is usually the cheapest. However, with this particular little light, the Pokelit, I think this was Pokelit, P-O-K-E-L-I-T. So we'll go with Pokelit. The green one is 20 bucks, okay? So that's the deal. The regular i5R here sells about 36 bucks for all the colors. You know, I don't have a copper one in front of me to compare, but that's obviously going to cost more. I know they have a titanium one in the market that's like $70. I mean, that's just, it's specific to your EDC. If you really want a titanium or something, you're going to pay twice as much. But anyway, so the green Pokelit is the cheapest at 20. If you want a standard black colored one, it would be 27. The orange one is 29 and the copper one here is 43. All right, this is significantly heavier being solid copper, all right, for the body and tail cap. So if that's your thing, then it's gonna cost you a little bit more. Now, obviously copper and special materials do always cost more, but you know, why is the green one cheaper than the black and why is the orange more expensive than the black? I have no idea, couldn't tell you, but that's what it is. So what kind of caught my eye is that this is extremely similar. I'll put that in the background for now. Extremely similar in its size. I don't want to say function because this actually has 3 different outputs, whereas the Olight i5R only has 2. All right, so first we're going to look at the physical design. Now, if you look at the sides, all right, they are identical in length, all right, and it seems identical in width. All right, the design on the body is obviously a little bit different. We have a little wave kind of cut out on our knurled tail cap. The tail caps are both knurled. All right, we have this, you know, kind of like corkscrew pattern that goes all the way around the body here. We have just a couple lines that go on the Pokelit, but they're very, very similar. All right, the pocket clips, both removable. All right, the pocket clip styles are just slightly different. All right, if you look at that, the hole's a little bit different. So it's not like it's literally the same exact thing. They're just mimicking each other. They're both bi-directional pocket clips. All right, so you can clip it one way or you can clip it the other way. They both work exactly the same. Now, one of the differences here, of course, is how it opens. We know that the Olight tail cap, all right, comes off, and the battery that comes with the Olight is a rechargeable, is a 14500, which is basically a rechargeable AA. All right, it's 2.4 volt, 1420 milliamp hour. All right, and this has a little charging port right in the side, and you get a little charging cable with that USB. So that is your power source for the Olight, and if you wanted to, you can use alkaline AA batteries as well, but you get less performance, less output, and less runtime. Now the Pokelit, the tail cap does not come off. The head comes off to get to the battery. All right, which, you know, nor here or there, it doesn't really matter. All right, this comes with a ACEBEAM branded 3.7 volt, 920 milliamp hour battery. All right, so it has a smaller capacity, and we're just using the head to open that. So, I mean, I don't really have a preference. I don't care if the head's coming off or the tail's coming off, whatever. If I have to change the battery, charge the battery, whatever, that's not a big deal to me. But like I said, they're so similar in every other fashion, except for their modes and output. The ACEBEAM is just a little cheaper, again, depending on which version you have, but let's say if you got the cheapest green one at $20, it is almost half the price of the $36 Olight. All right, as far as quality, I think they're both totally fine. I've been extremely, you know, happy and lucky with Olight products. They're all great. I have very minimal problems over the years, and as far as my ACEBEAM, now I've used a lot more Olights than ACEBEAM, but I've never had a problem with ACEBEAM that I can remember. All right, so it's hard to put numbers on it. I can't say like, oh, I've had, you know, 85 flashlights from Olight and 30 or 40 flashlights from ACEBEAM. It's not like that. But definitely I would say twice as much, if not 3 times as many Olights than ACEBEAM. So, but from my experience, and of course you can comment down below, my experience has been totally fine. ACEBEAM has been a quality flashlight company. Of course, we look at the heads here. They are slightly different. All right, and the reflectors and the lens. All right, obviously the type of LEDs are different in here as well. You can see those specs. Unfortunately, Olight doesn't let you know. Now, real quick, as far as the accessories go, you do get some spare O-rings, which is very nice. You do get a wrist lanyard, all right, with their branding on it. All right, I've never used that on such small lights, but you certainly can. And the biggest surprise, a random pink charging cable. I'm not sure why they went with this like starburst strawberry pink or whatever. It's just kind of funny, just random. It's a random color, but it works totally fine. But that is what came with the little pokelet here. So yeah, let me show you the modes. Again, with the Olight, we have low and high. The pokelet, it cycles through 3 modes, which is low, medium, and high. Low, medium, and high. So when you're directly comparing these on paper, everything seems better with the pokelet, with the ACEBEAM, right? So we have 550 lumen output instead of 350 lumen output. We have 3 modes instead of 2 modes. We have, if you pick the green one, $20 instead of $36. It's almost half the price, right? Even if you got, let's say, the black one, it's still cheaper. You get the orange one, still cheaper. Now, even if you want to get the copper pokelet compared to just the standard black one here, you're talking like an extra $6 or something. All right, so, I mean, like I said, everything looks like it's better, but how do they look? What's the beam shot like? Well, I'm gonna change camera positions here to show you that. All right, so we have the Olight on the left, we have the ACEBEAM on the right. All right, we're gonna go through all the different modes here. So we'll start with the Olight on low. So right now I'm holding this probably 2 feet from the camera. All right, it's really, literally right above the camera. All right, now I'm gonna cycle through the ACEBEAM here to low. So this is the lowest mode, and I have to push this all the way forward so you can see, because we have 5 lumens on the right, 15 lumens on the left. All right, so let me cycle this now to the medium mode so we can kind of compare those. So medium mode with the ACEBEAM, still on low on the left with the Olight. So let's bump the Olight up to high. Now these look similar, both in person and on the camera here. One thing I will definitely let you know is, I noticed right off the bat, is that the Olight is a much cooler or neutral white compared to the, you know, slightly warmer white LED that they're using on the ACEBEAM. All right, so now I'm gonna put the ACEBEAM in its high, 550, so low, medium, high. All right, and there it is. So this is the comparison in color as well as the beam shots. Now if I come a lot closer, yeah, you can't see it on camera here so much. The hot spots are very, very similar. The spill is very similar as well. Let me back all the way out here as well. It's just the coloration. So everything about this seems incredibly similar, except for the actual LED coloration. So there you go. If you're a fan of the Olight i5R like I am, you might want to check out ACEBEAM's pokelet. Pokelet. You know, I mispronounce things all the time. Do you think it's something else? I mean, I'm going with pokelet. I've committed in this video. It could be Pokelit. You know, it's funny, that makes more sense. Pokelit. Kind of like a pocket light, right? Pokelit, Pokelit, Pokelit. I don't know. You guys tell me. Anyway, it's kind of a better light in every respect. I mean, I like so many different Olights, and I've been collecting Olights for a while now. But yeah, I mean, I like these more. I think they're better value. They're cheaper, brighter, more options. You know what I mean? I've dropped my Olight i5R quite a bit. Never had a problem. Never broke anything. You know, so I don't know how these would do as far as more of a, you know, abuse type testing. I might have to give that a try. In fact, let's do it right now. All right, I got the light here. Obviously it's working fine. Let me cycle through high. Let me drop it on the ground. You can hear that, right? It's from like probably 3 feet, 4 feet. Let's try again. Put my arm all the way up. Let that bounce somewhere. Yeah. Okay, still working just fine. Let's try one more time. Let me kind of throw it down. I have hardwood floors here. All right. So that seems to be just fine. Cycle through, low. See, that's my problem with both lights is actually clicking only forward. Low, medium, high. All right, seems to be working just fine. So before we go, I do want to kind of compare the buttons here, which are very, very similar. They just have a different texture pattern. And I can feel that because I am so used to the way this feels that this does feel a little bit different. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It just has a slightly different feel. See, there's a lot more fine texturing. This has more bigger dots, let's say. And the copper one is interesting because they went with a copper button with a rubber insert on top compared to, you know, the aluminum. Because they went with a black clip, they could have done the same button on the back, but they actually made it copper. That's kind of nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Olight versus the Pokelit. I don't know. You guys tell me. You tell me what the correct pronunciation of these lights are. But I think it's a total win. So if you haven't tried ACEBEAM, this might be a cool model to start with. Of course, like every other flashlight, they're available on Amazon. You could probably buy them direct from their website as well. But we all love to shop on Amazon, eBay, and you know, there's other places too, like Battery Junction, Going Gear. These are also places I've always you know, looked towards for different types of flashlights. I mean, Going Gear has been an awesome flashlight retailer for many, many years. Obviously, we know about all the different gear and their knives, but I've never been in store, but I've seen videos in store, and they have a crap load of flashlights. They've always kind of specialized in that. And besides that, way back in the day when I was on like candle power forums reading about flashlights all the time, this is like, you know, pre-YouTube, Battery Junction was the place to go to get all kinds of flashlights. So, and not to mention batteries, obviously. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of dealers and retailers out there that carry stuff like this, but I mean, it just seems like, you know, we all use Amazon. I will give you a quick rant that has nothing to do with anything. Amazon has been sucking lately with shipping. I don't know what the deal is. I pay for Prime. I called them and got a refund for Prime because the 2-day shipping that they promise you has not been cutting it. It has not been 2 days. In fact, it's been taking 3 or 4 days for them to ship it and then an additional couple days to actually receive it. So that's totally sucked. So if you happen to pay for Amazon Prime, call them up, tell them that you're asking for a refund because you're not getting the service they promised you, and they will probably do it. You know, because there's no excuse not to. You're paying for that 2-day shipping, and they can't control what happens when they give it to a carrier, but they can control how fast it takes them to actually ship it out. So 2-day shipping can't happen. It's impossible if it takes them 3 days to process it. You know what I'm saying? So just keep an eye on that kind of stuff. You know, I know a lot of you guys work very hard for your money and you don't want to give it away. So just a little tip and rant. So anyway, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you like ACEBEAM flashlights. If so, do you have a favorite model? I do like several of their smaller EDC size lights, but like I said, I have used their monster lights too in the past. I think with ACEBEAM, I'm lacking experience with their, you know, kind of medium 18650, 21700 sized flashlights. Generally, when I see ACEBEAM or I've used them, they've been tiny or huge, but I've been happy with both. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.